Welcome back. I wanted to show you guys one of the situations of how you can read a skull and determine sometimes the outcome and the possibility. When I do wax readings, my wax readings show a situation that is to come pertaining to the person, the target that I'm working upon. So a wax reading is just showing me what situations are going to happen, what has happened, what is occurring now, past, present, and the future. So for this particular situation, this is a skull for uncrossing. And the way the skull burned really, really good, it burned really well. But what started to happen throughout the skull was the back of the head started to remove itself, as you can see. It burned for about maybe 13, 14 days, which is a reasonable amount of time considering it's uncrossing. And depending on how long you've been uncrossed, uncrossings are going to take their time. So you get a particular situation where somebody's doing uncrossing, you want to take baths, you want to clean your house, you want to remove energy. If it is situations where you have kids, you want to cleanse them as well. So everything in every single situation that surrounds you has to be cleansed up, uncrossed. And then at the very end of an uncrossing and a cleansing or jinx removing, you want to seal it off with some protection work. So this particular target here, the back of the head is peeling off. And me reading this, I would take that into consideration and indicate in my wax report that a lot of the past has to be let go of in order for this person to be fully uncrossed. A lot of times you're holding on to particular people in your life that restrain situations for you, that create blockages, and also you're holding on to even items and or a job or a car, something you're holding on to that you need to let go of and you need to rid yourself of in order for this uncrossing to fully get to you, for it to get where it needs to be. Anytime I do an uncrossing, I always do a reading because I want to know how long you've been crossed up. If you've had been crossed up for many years, it's going to take a longer time considering you've had it on you for a long time. And a lot of times when you have been crossed up, there's certain low level energies, DTs, and dark energies that are with you, that have attached themselves to you, that have held on to you, that are holding you down now. So it's like releasing them. So uncrossings take a bit longer. It's not an overnight process. So if you're going through a stage in a process where you've been uncrossing, you could be uncrossing for 3 months, for 6 months, for 9 months. It could take a full year before everything is back to where it is. Because you're cleansing up, you're uncrossing, you're removing jinxes, you're casting off evil, you're removing any evil and demonic energies around you. Then you go through stages where you should be using the baths along with the soaps. Don't rely on just doing baths and soaps without having that backed up candle work, without having any backed up cleansing jar work or uncrossing jar works. Like, you want to remove that. So you want to work it around each other. You want to go through a process of where you're cleansing out the home as well. So if you're going through the stages and you have a root worker working on you and or you're working on yourself, you're going to go through a process. It's not an overnight thing to where it's going to be done in 3 days and then you're uncrossed, because you have to protect yourself after so it won't come back. You also have to figure out where it came in from. And a lot of times it's coming in from of a particular person, an enemy. Sometimes it's just what I've realized, maybe like 5% of the people, they're going through just particular situations and times in their life to where they're going through things that it's just life. They can't find a job. Things are going bad with their husbands, their boyfriends, their kids. It's just things they're going through and doesn't necessarily mean you're crossed up. So of the 5% of the people that I do deal with, I let them know no one has touched you. No one has crossed you up. You've just never cleansed your energy. You never prepared yourself spiritually to go in a different direction. You're always going in the same direction. So therefore things are going around in a circle over and over and blockages keep building up. So with the back of this head and the skull releasing itself, it's a great sign and an indication that the uncrossing is moving forward. It's removing itself from the presence. And when you're doing baths and when you're clearing things up, you generally want to feel better. If there is a situation that has embedded itself onto you, like an illness or an illness that the person has sent into you, you're going to definitely, and by all means, need to see a doctor and clear up that part. But everything else spiritually, you can deal with that. Because what I realize is a lot of people, they like to lie and tell people they can remove a sickness, they can remove an ailment, they can remove this particular thing or health situation that somebody is suffering with. And a lot of times they cannot. It's already in your system. It's something that was going to happen to you regardless of what you would have did or changed in your life. It's something that's in the family roots. It's in the blood. It's a part of something that has happened. You know, like a particular situation. I'll give you an example. Maybe diabetes. It may run in your family. And you maybe it's just going to happen to you. So there's nothing that you could do to alter or change that with the energy of magic. You understand? So I want you, when you do go to a root worker, I want you to get a reading, because I don't want you to just jump into it and that person say, yeah, I can take that off of you, I can stop you from having diabetes, I can remove the cancer, I can remove that sickness, when in all necessary they cannot. So reading this skull and watching this skull, as well as working with my client for a substantial amount of time, speaking to them on the phone and getting to know them and getting embedded in their energy and what they're going through. Reading this right here shows me a really good sign that it's removing itself. But they too have to do their part. So it may be a particular person that they have in their life that they fully need to let go of. As you can see, it still holds on to a piece of it. A piece of something in their past, in the back of their mind, they're still holding on to. So they're still trying to have hope over a particular situation, but it has been a reason that they have been crossed up. That person, that situation, that energy that person brings around them. It could be a job you go to every single day, and even though you're making money at that job and it's paying your bills, it's holding you down. It's putting a lot of dead weight on you, and you don't want that. So anytime you do work, I want you to read your candles. This was a full skull. It went through the process of a lot of things. A lot of different types of energy hold on to this person, but they're getting through it. So you want to generally take baths. Baths are very, very important, along with any skull work, along with any candle work, along with any mojo bags. Any type of particular work that you are going to do is going to be important that you cleanse your body as well. So if you have a root worker or somebody that's working on you, you want to make sure that they have prepared special baths for you. You want to go through that. You want to use, do you see my cleansing soaps? I always advise my clients and my customers to use them along with work. And if they've been doing work for a very, very long time, the next stages are use those soaps on a regular basis. Now, those are the soaps that you're going to use. You want to keep that energy cleansed. You want to keep your mind, your body, your soul cleansed. So you want to put yourself in a situation to where everything is lining itself up. Then you seal yourself off with the protection work after. A lot of times what I've realized is people try to do uncrossings themselves and they can't. If your hands are tied behind your back, what do you expect to do for yourself? What do you expect to do for your mind? What do you expect to do for your soul to release it from the energies that have been holding you down for years, months at times? I know people that come to me that they tell me they've been crossed up for many, many years, unable to do anything. So I want a lot of you to take into consideration the different types of things you could be going through. I do have a video on here that explains hexes, jinxes, crossed up situations, and of the particular different things you're going through, that tells you which one. Are you hexed? Are you cursed? Are you crossed up? So I want you to watch that video as well. So when you're reading your candle work and you're reading the different things, even the herbs that are left over on this was a regular size skull, and it went through the process of almost 2 weeks to get itself all the way down. And it's still going to burn. It's probably going to finish burning. Maybe I give this another 24 hours to let it set like this. If I leave this like this to finish set, it'll probably stay burning for another whole day, right on to the next night. Because that part of their mind there, that has to be released. That they have to forgive themselves. That forgiveness needs to be there. They need to clear away certain things that, they're not comfortable with clearing out. Even sometimes moving from one area to another could be something that's crossing you up and tying you down more to a situation. If you do have something darker on you and deeper on you, then you need a spiritual worker to come in, and you need that spiritual worker to work it. You need that spiritual worker to pray over you. And then then you can use baths. Then you can use soaps. Then you can use the oils and embed them into your life to help you feel better. You should be generally feeling better. If there is another ailment on you, that particular situation needs to be seen by a doctor. But everything else generally should be good. You should be sleeping well. You should be eating well. You should be gaining weight. Your color in your face should be restoring itself. You should be looking back to being beautiful and how you used to be. There should be no reason you should still feel drained. If you're working on a spell for yourself and you still feel drained and tired and worn out, that spell is not working because you're still crossed up. Your hands are tied behind your back. And a lot of times when people cross you up, they make sure that you have no way to uncross yourself. That's why you have to go to a root worker. That's why you have to see a witch doctor. That's why you have to see a hoodoo conjurer to get this off of you. So anytime you're going through something, get that reading so you can really know where you are. It'll really give you that peace of mind. And take into consideration everything that has happened before it got to the point where the skull started breaking down. As I watched this skull, it burned really, really well. For like a whole week, it went good. And then they showed situations where this person was letting go of a lot of pain. A lot of pain was releasing itself. You can see around here. Those are the situations and the different things that had to release themselves out of its head mentally. So physically and emotionally, you want to start getting yourself back into you. Work a healing. Work with my Love and Me candles where you can restore your self-esteem and it makes you feel beautiful again. Inside, you get to accept yourself. The healing is going to help you to move forward, to let go of certain things, and to help you to restore yourself at a different level. Meditation is needed as well. And one thing I would like to say is don't be in a rush to start working on your chakras. Before you work on your chakras, cleanse yourself out. Take a lot of baths. Start eating healthy. Get back into a routine for yourself. Because in order to work your chakras, you need to start from the beginning, which would be the crown. You cannot work all of 7 of the chakras at the same time. That's too much energy. That's too heavy. And I have studied the chakras for many years. I have studied the different stones and the different situations of it. So I know a lot of information. And one thing I do know is whenever you begin to clear yourself out after you've been doing heavy rituals and removing certain things from yourself, the chakra and your head and the balancing of it, you want to start working on that first. You don't want to work on all 7. You don't want to work at 3 at a time. You don't even want to work at 2 at a time. It's too much different energies that are going to be coming at you that you're going to be needing to balance. So balancing out 1 at a time. Start with the crown. That is the best thing to do. Okay? So, I mean, I hope I've given you a lot of good general information in this video as I try to each and every video. And I hope you can take a lot from this. And I hope as you do cleanse your heads, understand too that if you are going through the process of where you're doing head cleansing, you may need more than one. You may need more than one because there's a lot of different things that you're going through in your head. So do uncrossing, then do a cleansing skull. You can even do a blockbuster skull. You can do a Van skull. You can do a clearance skull. There can be of many different skulls you can do. The last things you'll do, you can do protection skull. And you'll do your fairy wall to make sure that nothing could touch you, nothing could come forth, no energy, no spirit, no darkness, no other dark witches or evil and demonic spirits could come forth to you. Keep your fairy walls going. Keep your protection candles going. When you get into this, you're in it. So don't think that lighting one candle is going to clear up every single thing in your life. And as I explained to you before, light the candles for yourself. You can't light one candle for 7 people in your family. That's not going to suffice. Do it for you. As you start clearing things up, then everybody gets their own candle. Everybody should be present with their own amount of energy. Because if you take one candle or if you think you're going to take a skull and work 10 different people's heads on it, it's not going to work like that. 1 skull per person, 1 candle per person. When I do my services, I tell you that too, even in the group services, because a lot of people, they want to put 5 people on 1 candle. You can't do that. That energy alone that is building up with the group and everything else surrounding it, my prayers, my fresh herbs, the spirits among, all of that is for you. So a lot of times you need to focus on yourself. A lot of times you need to just make it all about you. It's not being selfish. It's just you taking care of you for once. And that right there is a good step and a foot forward into another direction, into a different path. Don't try to jump into things and try to work a road opener right away. You're not ready for that yet. You have to make sure everything has removed itself. Make sure those blockages are gone. A lot of my clients, they focus on their blockages for at least 3 to 4 months because they have a lot from different areas and different people, and there's certain people around them still that are pulling in those blockages, and they have yet to learn to remove them. So once you learn to focus on you and you clear up certain things and certain things are gone and you're protecting yourself and your energy, then you can focus on everything else and everybody else around you. But for now, make it about you. Protect yourself, cleanse yourself, and keep that energy flowing and going. Do your baths consistently. Keep your candles lit consistently. If you could keep a chime candle lit every night, one of my super candles, one of my magic spell candles, keep them lit every single night. Keep them going and flowing, and that energy will consistently be there. And you will not be led astray by the spirits, by your ancestors, or by your guardian angels. Like, subscribe, and stay blessed.